Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome. Can everybody hear us and see us all right? We're having a little technical problems to start with. Let us know in chat if everything seems okay. Everybody hear us?
Well, should I turn up my volume real quick?
Everybody hear us?
Okay.
Let me see
Yeah, I can hear it. All right.
I don't understand what's going on, but I guess we'll continue to go. I don't know. I don't know if they can hear us or not.
Hey, Be Kind, are you out there? Can you hear us okay? We're having some technical difficulty. Okay, she says she's hearing great. Okay, all
We'll
right.
go ahead and just get going then.
Okay.
And welcome to the show. Sorry for the little
Hiccup.
disturbance and technical problems. And tonight we're going to be discussing the previous weeks, and I saved some video clips, and we'll start with that tonight. And we'll see if we can all figure it out together, or if you guys can let us know in chat what you think's going on with the little. We're calling them woo feathers. That's what they look like. They look like little feathers appearing and going darting behind our heads, or my head, I guess, during the videos. And you want to kind of describe what was going on with this? And
Yeah, we sometimes it looked like feathers, but it's changing shapes. And the first one came out of the gun picture and went behind Garrel's head. Then the second one came out of the left side and went up to the clock and went down. And we've kind of debunked some things. We thought we heard a voice on one of them, so I listened back and listened to it, and I realized it was me whispering in the other room. So we debunked that one right away. The orb could possibly still be an orb that came out of the quilt, but that could easily be a bug. So we're just not really going to count that one. So you can see that we're both together in the same room tonight. We're going to try something different along with the technical difficulties, and keep an eye on behind us. We haven't had anything happen for a week that we know of. It was a week ago tonight, the last time we saw anything.
yep. So it's kind of a strange coincidence that every time we were talking about it, trying to debunk it, and from one live video to the next, it would appear in the next one. And so I spent the part of the day today trying to slow it down and do a clip of it so we can all watch it together, and hopefully this thing will cooperate long enough for us to show them to everybody.
Excuse me, I'm doing chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up on it myself. So
Yeah.
if there's anything you guys want to discuss in chat too after we get done with these videos, or any comments, I'll try to bring them up on the screen. And so far we've been doing pretty good as far as streaming and getting people's interaction with us, so we hope it continues. And we'll go ahead and show the first video here.
Yeah, I get to see what you do.
It had tonight, or even previous ones. If you go and look at them, we have 4 or 5 of them up there right now, I believe.
I think this is our 5th one, counting the after midnight. I think I just saw something fly behind your head again.
No,
Similar
no,
to
not
this morning.
again. Really?
We're-
So did you guys see it? Let us know in chat. And we'll play it again, and we actually have one that slows down a little more cropped in. If the video might not be as clear, but we're trying to trying to figure out what it is or if it actually manifests itself out of the painting. I think this one was a painting, right? The out of the gun.
The print.
So if you watch it, if you watch the gun behind me in the video that I'll play, right between the pistol and the little square piece of paper on the painting, right in between there, it'll seem to manifest. So we'll play it again and see if you guys can see it. They had denied or even previous ones. If you go and look at them, we have 4 or 5 of them up there right now, I believe.
I think this is our 5th one, counting the after midnight. I think I just saw something fly behind your head again.
No,
Similar
no,
to
not
this morning.
again. Really?
Hmm.
Were you guys able to see it? Anybody?
I you get to see both chats. No, you got that one in slow motion also, correct?
Yeah, we'll play the one
Yep.
here.
Maggie saw it.
We'll play the one here in slow motion so maybe you guys can get a better look at it or see what we're talking about.
Wow.
Were you guys able to see it?
Yeah, I like that slow motion. It really
Hey.
it changes shape so much.
I tried to edit it as close as I could, but it's a little lengthy in the beginning and the end, but I did y'all a favor and took out my garbled voice as I slowed it down.
Yeah.
So what do you guys all think? What do you guys think it is?
Woo feather. It's a woo feather.
Let's see what the chat was been saying.
Crystal J says, wow, that is strange. I have never seen anything like that before. My sister Mary says a spirit. And that one was right after Steve Stockton's show that we were talking about fays and fairies and elementals. Spiritual energy.
I don't know what to think of it. Let's play it another time and let you guys see it again. And
the slow one again.
Yes, we're gonna play the slow one again.
Okay. That is so crazy.
So there you go. That's that one. And to us, it looks like it comes right out of that painting and floats up and just kind of hangs there, then kind of changes form a little bit. it looks like, and then disappears right behind me. And then we didn't see it the rest of the video.
I don't know what to think. That's something that we cannot debunk. Definitely. And the way it changes shape and stops and just zips down behind your head.
So we can play the next one if you guys are ready to move on. And otherwise, I mean, we can play these all night, but I mean, it'd probably be pretty boring for you to see the same thing over and over unless somebody didn't get a good look at it and they want to see it again. We can do that. Yep. So Maggie says it looks like it comes straight out of the picture, and that's what we think.
Definitely.
So while we're live and not showing videos, you guys can keep an eye on either the black and white quilt wall hanging or the pistol or the clock, because both of them have had something, one or another, come out of it.
And we didn't turn on the EMF meters.
No, we did not. So she's going to turn on our little EMF meters to see if anything lights them up tonight. We've collected quite a few instruments for paranormal, just because we like watching the shows, and they show equipment here and there on the show. So we look it up and try to buy something within reason and see if something will show up or set a meter off, or so hopefully I don't know if they'll be able to, they should be able to see it. Maybe. I don't know.
They'll hear it if it goes off. You want me to move it?
No, we'll just go with it.
I'll make my hair beep if it goes off.
So this one will be what we're calling the Woo Feather 2, the second incident that people saw during our live show. It should be the very next night, I believe, right? After Steve was another.
Yeah, Steve was Sunday, and you were on Texas Front Porch that Monday, the next night.
We were all fine till William started talking about all the spiritual and heaviness in the world and stuff, and all of a sudden it appeared. And it started.
He was talking about anger, remember? Yeah, yep. He was talking about anger and stuff, and all of a sudden, poof. Where was it?
So that's the one that comes across the clock and goes down the side of the wall, I believe.
I didn't see it.
Anybody catch that one?
I must have missed that one.
That one we might have to play a couple times for everybody to see. I didn't really set it up very good. So you need to watch right around where the pendulum, or the space right above the pendulum. Then it comes down the side of the wall and heads towards the salt lamp. I was reading Maggie starting to laugh. Just reading it, says it should be made into a movie. Woo Feather 2.
Yeah, Maggie says, "Can you play it again, please?"
Yep, we will show it again. And now I should have told you guys. I'm sorry I didn't explain it very well.
Yeah, watch the clock.
Watch the clock, and it should be just right above the pendulum. And like I said, it kind of goes across the wall and ends up, I think, disappears right about where the pyramid is.
You can slightly see it go past the teardrop, and you can see it in between the teardrop and the pyramid salt lamp. But it definitely disappears.
All right, so we'll show it again and see if you guys can see it better this time. We were all fine till William started talking about all the spiritual and heaviness in the world and stuff, and all of a sudden it appeared. And it started.
He was talking about anger, remember? Yeah, yep. He was talking about anger and stuff, and all of a sudden, poof. I thought it was after that. I
No, I think it was one of poof when you said poof.
I still don't see it. Well,
I don't know.
I thought it was after that part. Do you have the slow motion?
Yeah, we'll play the slow motion
Yeah.
and see if I'm pretty sure I uploaded the right video.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it comes out after we say that.
Well, there, I think some people are seeing it, maybe.
Oh, they are seeing it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do
All right. Be Kind said she saw it, and Quantum said clear as day, and
All right.
Maggie saw it.
Maybe it's just because it's a small screen up here.
Yeah, probably we just can't see it very good. Crystal J said she saw it. Mary said she saw it.
Okay. That's probably because it's a small screen where the camera is.
Well, I'll go ahead and play the cropped. It's not slow motion. It's just cropped. I just cropped it.
Okay.
And heaviness in the world and stuff, and all of a sudden it appeared. And it started.
He
the
was
whole
talking
thing.
about a. Okay.
Could you see it that time?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's a lot better when you cropped it. Wow. And that one also changes shape. And the way I'm thinking, if it is a spider web or a hair, it would keep on floating up. It wouldn't just stop and then zip down a different direction. I don't get it. So yeah, these two definitely we can't debunk.
Yeah, we don't know what they are. I mean, the other ones we kind of figured that we thought we captured a voice of the little boy or old man that William was talking about.
Yeah, and it was me. I saw my lips moving and I said, "Young boy." So it was me. So
so Jane was in the other room reading the chat what William said, and
yeah. So whoever caught that, that was a very good catch. I was really amazed. We had a comment that gave us the timestamp, and we checked it and listened to it and come to find out it was me in the other room whispering. So we definitely debunked that one.
Yeah, Maggie says it's just so weird how it moves and similar to what the other one was.
Yeah, and changes shapes. Definitely. Now I'm getting a ringing in my ear.
Yep. Aussie Sue says that's amazing, and what's that one? I can't read it harder.
That one moved too fast to be a spider web or a hair. Yeah.
Yeah, because we've been down here doing live streams, and I made sure that there was no cobwebs or dust or anything, and I was moving crystals and spheres and stuff on the bookshelves and all that stuff, and I would check that picture just to make sure there was nothing on it. I mean, so I don't know.
And once again, we have no ceiling fans down here, and we have like 2 heat vents in the whole basement. So it's amazing. We just start doing live shows and we're catching stuff. So far, nobody's saying that they're seeing anything behind us.
Only the one wall is an outside wall, and we're down here in the basement, and it's got cement block behind drywall or whatever it is on the wall. So I don't think there's any airflow or anything getting to it.
Well, what's behind us? It's the walls to our stairs going up to upstairs. Yeah. So it's not an outside wall. It connects to our stairway.
Yeah, that's what we thought at first. I thought it was just a cobweb or spider web, but after the video we found it, I came down and looked for it, and I could not find a dust bunny or anything anywhere. So I guess I'll go ahead and I know you guys all said you saw it. I'll play it again so you guys can either enlarge your screens or maybe you can see it in heaviness in the world and stuff, and all of a sudden it appeared. And it started
He
the
was
whole
talking
thing.
about
I should have made that one a little longer. Maybe it does go kind of fast, doesn't it?
Yep.
And heaviness in the world and stuff, and all of a sudden it appeared. And it started
he
the
was
whole
talking
thing.
about I don't get it, going up and then zipping down.
Yeah, I don't understand either. So that's what we've captured so far, and we don't really know what it is, like we've said. And
Hmm.
I'm thinking it's something paranormal and
Yeah.
manifesting out while we're on live. So I'm not really sure and can't explain it. So we'll just leave it at that, I guess. I guess we experienced something that's unknown.
And we could possibly put the crystals back the way we had it and see.
Yeah, somebody else brought that up one night too, and
Right.
I'd have to go back through the video and because I only move like two or three at a time, so it shouldn't be too hard to figure out where to put them and what one was where when we did the video.
Hmm. But I wonder if they're going to stop. Why did they stop?
I don't know.
Did Steve Stockton start it with the fairies? I don't know. Well, now you can see William's chat, correct?
I think so.
Hey, William, are you out there in your chat, watching your chat? If you are, type in chat and say yeah. Because I thought I saw him earlier.
Yeah, I think he was out there.
I hope he's out there. No, I don't see
No?
him yet. William, I'm going to do it without you. Little stinker. All right, I am going to promote. I didn't bring down the second one.
Oh,
I am going to promote William's coffee cup. Now we'll get it real close. See the Indian? Now, how do we purchase these? We go to where?
Bonfire. Williams' site has a link to Bonfire that he has several coffee cups and T-shirts and all kinds of stuff on there that you can purchase to help with the broadcast and give us a little support and keep us going. And he and I and Jane would very much appreciate it. You know, if you can purchase something off the website if you like it.
Maggie.
What?
Yes, Maggie, it says Weirdo Warrior War Cry. So yes, it's one of his Weirdo Warrior coffee cups, and he's got a couple of different ones. You have a different one, and he has this female Indian. Well, I think it's a female Indian.
I don't think so.
Maybe it's not a
It's
female
got a
Indian.
dog. It's got a dog man.
Yeah,
behind
there's
it.
let me get closer. There's a dog man up on top, and then there's an Indian. So this was his second or third one. Yeah, so I just.
It's a really nice heavy.
Oh yeah, they're lovely coffee cups.
Heavy
I
cup
love
and it's
them.
good size. And so if you can show your love and support for William and the
Yeah.
show, and
It helps him out. So I thought I would promote that, and I think William probably fell asleep.
maybe
It
never know.
actually shows one in his chat over there. Okay. All right.
Might be him.
It might be him. All right. Well, is there any questions or is there any topics anybody wants to talk about in chat? Because our Wednesday nights here after midnight is we want to focus on you guys, talk to you, make sure we keep an eye on the chat.
Because when we have guests on our Sunday show, we just get so enthralled and tangled up in the show that we kind of forget to show you guys's questions. And we're trying to use a mouse with this to try to make it easier to click on it, so I don't have to reach up and touch the screen or anything. And
Make it bounce.
so we're trying to improve the show a little bit here and there. And so if you have any questions, let us know what you want to talk about or any subjects you might want to talk about. Otherwise, we'll just keep on rolling with other subjects tonight. And
Or we could say, since we're kind of promoting William, I want to promote Jessica Jones, the Cryptid Huntress. She asked us to be on her show at noon this afternoon, and we had an absolutely amazing time on her show. So if you didn't catch the Cryptid Huntress at her noon show that was on today, please go back and watch it. We had such a fun time. And we're going to try to get her scheduled, hopefully July or August, and she will be on our show also. So please check out that show.
And then, would we say Saturday night? We're going to be on her show on SOR.
Yep, her Off the Trails, is that what she calls it?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah, her 9
yeah.
o'clock Central show. That's an hour before Marquise, or the after hours.
And then Sunday we'll be back on at 6 p.m. Central on our show Piercing the Veil, where we try to take a glimpse or a look into the other dimensions or whatever our guests will bring to us. And this week we're going to be talking Sasquatch or Bigfoot, whichever term you like to use. And we're going to have Robin McCrae, which has talked to us a lot about things that are happening around our property. And then also joining us is going to be Duke from World Bigfoot Radio.
Super Duke.
Super Duke, if you want to call him. And that'll be a fun time. We're going to do that on Sunday, and that'll be right before his show airs for his normal show on YouTube.
Yeah, he's on at 8 o'clock Sunday nights, Central Time. All right.
So yeah, what if you guys got anything you want to bring up or talk about those videos some more, or if you want to talk about crystals or time lapses or
Duke is awesome.
UFOs or whatever you guys want to talk about. Otherwise, we'll just pick a subject and start rolling with it.
On your mark, get set, go. Somebody pick a topic. Tonight is chat night. It's on you. I hope we're not boring everybody and everybody's falling asleep.
Yeah.
And there's still only one over on Williams. Well, I hope you didn't hear that on camera. My tummy just gurgled.
Well, I guess we'll just go ahead and start this diving.
Here we go.
What do we got?
We have time lapses, please.
Time lapses. Who said that?
Be kind, your crystal is still changing. Interesting.
What crystal is changing?
I don't know how to explain why it's changing. How is it changing? Can you explain exactly how it's changing? And yeah, we can talk about time lapses.
Yeah, Maggie,
Very good, Maggie. Thank you.
We'll talk about time lapses as Be Kind tells us what she thinks she saw. We can try to dig into that too. So we call our show on Sundays Piercing the Veil, and this show is our late night show that is Night Owl, and we call it Into the Unknown. So I guess time lapses and subjects like that is really good for this show, because this one's just wide open. Whatever anybody wants to talk about, that's what we'll try to talk about. And I really been liking glitches in the matrix is what they call it, or little time slips here and there, and where things that out of the ordinary happens, where say some stories is people traveling and all of a sudden there will be an old abandoned house or hotel that all of a sudden when they drive by it, it's open. Or when they drive by it the next time, it doesn't exist anymore. So I told one story today that it was two guys that worked together in a factory, and they traveled down the interstate almost the same time every day. And so the one guy, he's on the interstate and he's going and he sees his buddy's car in front of him, and he can tell it's his buddy because he sees his car all the time, so he knows what it looks like. He knows the license plate number and everything. So he speeds up a little bit, to honk at him and wave at him, and he gets up beside him and honks, and the driver of the other car looks over at him and acts like he doesn't even recognize him, doesn't even know who he is. So the guy turns back and goes on his way. So the friend that pulled up beside him, couldn't figure it out. It's like, I know he saw me, and we're on the same road every day and we talk to each other at work. So he couldn't figure out what was going on. So as he followed behind him a little bit in traffic, he got his cell phone out and called him and says, "Hey man, I just pulled up beside you, and you didn't seem to recognize me." And his friend says, I don't know what you're talking about." Says, "I just pulled out of the subdivision and just got on the interstate." So whatever that first guy saw that pulled up to his buddy's car was not his buddy's car, even though it was the exact replica and the same person his buddy inside the car was there. So his friend that he called on the phone sped up, hurry up, and caught up with the vehicle that he said was his. And he was able to look at himself through the window, and they looked at each other. And after that, the guy would not talk about that story anymore after he told his friend all about it, what he saw. And it just creeped him out so bad. So that's one of the stories I told today that it's fascinating, whether it's a time slip or another parallel world that just happened to come in all at the exact same time, or it's just stuff like that is just fascinating to me. Let's see, what would she say about the crystal? Does it matter what crystals is used when you're using a pendulum? Yeah, it's there's different stones for different things, and most people, I believe, use quartz. And when Jane comes back, we'll ask her because she she uses the pendulums a lot. But I believe quartz is the best one that has the most energy and can be able to be moved easy enough with your energy, asking it questions and trying to get answers. Oh, so Be Kind was saying that the crystal interior is moving or starting to move, and there's more structure on the interior. It seemed to be more on the edge or clear edge, and getting more jagged. And that could be our video feed. I'm not sure because most of our videos seem to be pretty clear. But it could be, I mean, we're not seeing anything on our end as far as the live video, but as it's broadcasting out, it might get jumbled up a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure why her Lemurian seed is changing. That's very interesting.
But Crystal J asked about pendulums. And I said,
yeah,
I said quartz, so I don't know. Do you have anything else?
We have like 6 or 8 different pendulums. They're all different stones. I don't think it makes any difference. Whatever you're drawn to, that will help make the pendulum move. So it really doesn't matter. I have never heard of any certain crystal being a better pendulum. So I honestly think it's probably what you're drawn to and make a connection with it. I always test them in the stores. You can always hold them and test them in the stores and see if it starts shaking or wiggling and moving.
Yeah, yeah, Maggie. I don't know if it's a doppelganger or if, like I said, that vehicle might have just been on a different timeline or dimension, and all of a sudden just pierced the veil and showed up at that right time when that friend saw him on the highway, even though in his reality, his friend hadn't hardly left the subdivision and just got on the interstate to go to work when they were already farther ahead than them.
Mary says she saw something go across the screen. Was it just a few minutes ago? Did it look like a hair? Doppelganger? I mean, you were talking about the
Oh,
story about the doppelganger.
yeah,
So if it went in front of the screen, that would have been in front of us somewhere.
right.
Oh, good catch. It was above the chair, above my chair as I left. Above the chair. If I left like this.
I mean, it could have been a hair or something, but I
Possibly.
don't know. But
We'd have
most
yeah, we'd
most
have
of
to
the
go
stuff
back.
most of the stuff that we're seeing does appear behind us for some reason.
We have EMF meters. Come on. Someone's in here. It'd be wonderful if you turn off the EMF meters, let the lights kick on. Let us know you're here.
I'm probably behind on chat, so these
Now I see a
these,
yes, yes, yes,
these
yes.
yeses might not be for what we're talking about. It
Uh-oh.
might have been for the crystals or
Behind near the quilt on the wall.
oh, see now that's where it's been. That's where it's been happening. Is on that quilt hanging and the gun picture, and we've had the clock so far.
I don't see, there is no spider webs or nothing. Interesting. We're gonna have to go back.
Yeah, we'll have to break this.
Wow.
We'll have to break this video down too, I guess, and show it the next
Well.
time we're on. And
Come on, there's EMF meters in the room.
she said by the brown this and
By the brown
Crystal
one?
J said by the brown quilt.
Hmm.
While you were coughing.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, a quick little tickle attack. Maybe that's what happened. It made me leave for a few minutes. Yeah, we might have to go back.
So another what I call a time slip or glitch in the matrix while we're waiting for more things to appear.
More things to appear. Come on, you guys can show
is
up. It's okay.
is another one. It's almost like an alternate reality. A woman is living with a man, her fiance or boyfriend or whatever you want to call it, and they're in an apartment, and she went to bed and she was dreaming. She said in the email, it's not an email sent to me. This is a story I heard, so I'm trying to tell it as best I can. So I have no claims to any of this content, but they did email it to the show so we can read it. So she's laying in bed. She's like I said, she was dreaming and she didn't really go into what she was dreaming about or anything. But when she woke up in the morning, her fiance or boyfriend, I'm just going to say fiance so I don't have to go back and forth. Her fiance was the same person, but throughout the day, he had different mannerisms and a different demeanor about himself. He wasn't quite the same person that she went to bed with. This guy was more fun, had better jokes, where the guy in the previous night in that reality, he was kind of more straight laced and kind of dry and didn't really joke a lot, even though they got along great. There was nothing wrong with the relationship. But when she woke up in that morning, this guy was more jovial and more fun and, just more, not really flamboyant, but more had a little more zest to them, you know. And she could not figure it out, you know, and she just kept it to herself, you know, and she would ask him questions, and you know, everything was right, you know, as far as answering about birthdays and all that stuff. And he looked exactly the same, except for his haircut was just a little different. He kind of combed his hair just a little different, and he had a little different fashion, you know, as far as clothing and stuff. And but the apartment itself pretty much looked the same as she remembered it from before she went to bed. Well, she went through the whole day like that, you know, and she went to bed again. And, you know, she's kind of wondering, you know, what's going to happen when I go to sleep. Well, eventually she did finally doze off and went to sleep. And when she woke up, she was back in her normal reality. And her fiance was the same kind of guy he was before. He kind of had a dry sense of humor. And she kind of joked about she kind of wished she could have stayed in the other reality because it was a little more fun, a little more lively, you know, in her relationship. But she was happy actually that she was back in her own reality, and really, really glad that the guy was back to where and everything in her house was the same.
I don't think I've ever heard that story.
Yeah, I don't usually tell all of them. I just kind of.
I like what Maggie said. Sorry, allergies. Oh, it's springtime. Oh my. I don't know. There's Darcy.
There's Darcy.
Good morning, Darcy.
So there's all kinds of time slips if you want to look them up online, or I mean they're just interesting. I mean there's this normal everyday people, you know, writing in and sharing their stories about bizarre stuff, strange stuff that they've noticed that they picked up, or what is it? Is it a glitch in the matrix? Is it a little time slip? You're seeing another dimension or another timeline that you've been in.
I'm trying to read chat.
Yeah, that would be weird not being able to sort that out. But you know, you went through it, and
Yeah.
and obviously she said she wasn't dreaming because she went through the whole day.
Well, just listen to all the stories of people driving down the road, and they, like you said earlier, they go into this little restaurant or a gas station, and it looks kind of old and different. And then they go down the road, and then when they come back, it looks like it hasn't even been open for years and years and years. So, it's just like these, time slip. It's just
Yeah,
a lot of times people don't share it with other people because nobody won't believe them.
it is kind of crazy. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, you could tell the story, but you know, people are going to, think, oh, you're crazy or you're dreaming or whatever. So there was another one. I'll tell you another one real quick, where a father and son was taking a road trip, and I can't remember where they were going, what the story really said, but they're going down the interstate, and the dad thought, well, it's almost lunchtime, we should stop to eat somewhere or get gas and do all that stuff while you're on the road, take a little break from the road. So they saw a sign on the interstate off on the distance on a little access road, and the sign wasn't on the interstate, it was off the interstate on this road. So they took the access road, went down there, and there was a little old cafe, and it kind of looked like a 50s diner to them, an old one that was still operating. So they pulled in, and the father and son went inside, and they noticed that the decor was kind of old, from the 50s, like I mentioned. And they sat down and they ordered lunch, and and everybody was nice, but they did start to notice that everybody was kind of staring at them, kind of weirdly, as they were ordering and waiting for their lunch to come. And And then the father and son started noticing the people staring at them and started to notice that their clothes wasn't quite up to date like what they were wearing. So these people are in the present time, the father and son, and they're noticing that the people in the restaurant and the cooks, looked like they could be from the 50s or 60s. They thought that was really strange. So that they got their meal and ate it and paid for it. And that was another thing that he mentioned, that prices seemed way low compared to where they would go to another restaurant to get the same quality of food and the amount of food.
If I send you something, are you able to
And she
pull it
said,
up?
check the checks.
Yeah, I just saw it, Mary. Thank you very much. And can I send you this through Messenger or how? See if you can pull this up.
Send it to my Gmail, Midwest Night Watchers Gmail. So as they were leaving, the father and son got back in their car, and they got back on the interstate. And, the father just thought it was strange, but the son didn't really, care one way or another. He's a young kid. And when they got done with their trip, they went back on the interstate. And for whatever reason, the father said, well, let's go back to that cafe, that restaurant off on that road. And they went down that road and there was no cafe there. On their way back, there was nothing there. It was just an old dirt access road going out to nowhere out in the country. And they never found that calf. And they went up and down that road a couple times and they just got back on the freeway and went home. So I like to call those, time slips where something appears out of the timeline, out of the ordinary, and comes into our reality just for a split minute or an hour or however long it stays there. I guess I don't know. Maybe as long as you stay in the restaurant, it stays there. But once you leave and get out of sight, I wonder how long it would actually stay there before somebody else would notice it, or maybe it was just for them. Maybe they were the only ones that could see it. Did you send it?
I send it, yes. So let's see if you get it. That is an interesting.
I don't know if this will mess up our live stream or not.
Can you go on your? Oh, don't mess up the live stream.
Well, I don't know how
Can you get it on your other tablet?
But it wouldn't download it to this.
Here. We're going to watch this live, folks. So when I get up, it goes up here. Then there's another one goes right in front.
Yeah. Oh, yep, I saw that.
And then the other one in front. So
yeah, we'll have to. I don't know if I can bring that up right on live or not without messing up our stream. I'd really love to because it's really cool.
Well, that will definitely
we'll definitely clip that out and put that.
Thank you, Mary. Wow.
So you guys want to change subjects, or you guys want to keep doing some time slips, or what do you guys want to do? This is all about you guys in the chat tonight. We're trying to keep up with you and put up all your comments that you guys want to talk about. You just have to let us know what you guys want to do. Otherwise, we'll change it to a subject that we want to talk about, but we'd rather talk about and take interest in what you guys would like to see or talk about.
All right, get back to chat. All right. Have we answered everybody's questions so far from earlier?
So what other subject did you want to talk about tonight? Did you have anything in mind?
No, I was kind of hoping that maybe somebody would bring up certain crystals or something. All right. Well, on your mark, get set, go. What's the next topic you want to talk about? This is chat night. Come on. Or we can watch show the videos again. You know,
Or
if Darcy's still on the Facebook chat, she didn't see the videos earlier. We can always show them real quick. Not sure if Darcy's still in there or not.
I think she is. I don't know. Well, if she pops back in the chat and tells us, then we'll play again for her. Otherwise, we'll just keep on going with other stuff. So we're planning on doing a show on Tartaria or the mud flood. If anybody in chat knows anything about that, or if you've ever heard of those terms, let us know, because it's a very interesting subject, and it goes along with not necessarily ancient technology, but it goes along with technology that our normal history does not tell us about the US or North America.
The Russia area.
Yeah, especially the Russia, you'll find old maps that has Tartaria listed.
You can type in Tartaria and type in images, and you can see when they've been digging, they have found buildings underneath ground, like it just got flooded out like mud, and they built on top of them. The Star Forts is a part of it. The World Fair is a part of it. All those wonderful buildings. It's a very interesting rabbit hole, and just looking at the photos alone, it just makes you scratch your head, like, this is not photoshopped, and just a really interesting rabbit hole. So I would like to talk about Tartaria and that mud flood.
So we'll do a show on that. We're gonna continue talking about Tartaria, just talking about it. We don't have any slides or pictures to show you tonight, but we'll do a show on it where we'll actually have a presentation where we'll show you what we're talking about. But if you look up online, when America was just starting to spread out and head west, and all of a sudden we go from horse and buggy, living in the frontier and cabins, and all of a sudden there's cities developed, and they have these great, nice, big buildings,
giant buildings
with huge stonework and masonry work that is this beautiful, and really intricate. And we're supposed to believe that somebody that had axes and saws that made log cabins all of a sudden had the technology or the manpower in one area to develop a city and have these wonderful high-rise buildings, made out of stone, and they don't even really do that architecture even today.
And similar to the Russia buildings, all the domes that Russia has. Why did they have gorgeous buildings like that in the city, but they're still living out in the country in a log cabin and horse and buggies? It don't make any sense. They also had electric bicycles?
Yeah.
And there was other electrical things. It looked like Tartaria was a place that had free energy, and all the steeples and towers were connected to the free energy. So is that one reason why they're hiding that from us? Because we're paying electrical bills, which all along we could all have free energy. So it's just a very interesting rabbit hole. We're not saying it definitely happened, but it's just something that you have a hard time explaining, that it makes it look like, yeah, that could have happened easily.
Yep. So and we have buildings kind of like this in our town. We have an older town that we live in, a little small town. So it's not as intricate of artwork on the buildings, but there is some big giant buildings that have big masonry blocks and stuff. So it makes me wonder about our town. And if you go down the sidewalks, you'll notice a half an arch where a window or a doorway was, and it's underground now.
But they're calling it basement windows. It doesn't look like basement windows. It looks like it was a regular door window. And the giant doors too.
And yeah, the other subject of a Tartaria is the giants. So you'll have you'll have great big giant doorways. Giant, I shouldn't say giant, but you'll have great big tall and wide doorways, which is prevalent in old buildings at the time. But why would they need such big doors? Why would they need such a big entrance for people that are actually average height or shorter than what we are now? I mean, the average height was a lot shorter for them as it is now for us.
Well, there's a lot of evidence of giants living during the Tartaria era. And every time they find giant bones now, the Smithsonian takes them and hides them and they disappear. They found giant books. So it's a mystery. I'm going to tell you to stop it. No,
I know.
I'm sitting right next to you. If you do that again, I'm going to slap your hand on live TV.
Boy.
I'll stop it.
So I'm fidgeting a little bit, and Jane's correcting me.
You're fidgeting too much.
So we'll see these in our towns, and if you go online, if you look up Tartaria or mud flood, you'll see videos or even images of these things where it looks like, for whatever reason, they either had a mud flood or a flood or what would you call that? A mudslide.
Yeah.
Or for some reason it built up and it covered what would be the regular entrance and bottom of a normal building. Then they had to build it up, and where there was a window or whatever, they made that into a new doorway. That's why a lot of the buildings have all these high steps going up to the second level.
Yeah.
Which originally would have been on the first level at the ground, except it was covered with mud.
Yeah, if you think about these large cities, why is it that most of these places you have to go up the stairs and then go in? And if you look at the framework, the doorway is huge, like a giant would be able to go through it. And just like the giant books that you'll see the photos, if you click the images, there's no reason why a normal sized person would have these humongous giant books. So it's a fun rabbit hole. I mean, just some rabbit holes are really interesting.
So yeah, I mean, giants go right along with mud floods and Tartaria. And like you said, Jane just said it's an interesting subject. So it's fun to look into, and we're going to end up doing a show on it. Whether you believe it or not, we're not quite all the way there. We just think it's really interesting, and we do know that with Photoshop and CGI now, and they can alter everything that you see online, and so we're not 100% sure all the videos or pictures that we'll show or find might be real, but we're going to try to separate it ourselves and figure out, okay, is this possible? Does this look real? And that's what we're going to present.
And there's all kinds of YouTubes out there on Tartaria and the mud flood. But I do warn you, a lot of people that is into the mud flood, they also believe in flat earth. And we were talking about flat earth on Jessica's show today. There's pros and cons about the flat earth. There's pros and cons around the earth being round. So it's just have an open mind and, always think, well, what if, could that really be? I see Lori Barnes. Hi, Lori.
Oh.
Yeah, John and Crystal J and Mary.
So I see a lot of people are talking about free energy and Tesla and generators. And so anybody that's ever studied Tesla knows about all the inventions and things that he was working on. And he split off, I believe, from Edison, worked for him, and took his technology with him that he developed after Edison even. And he was a big believer in free energy, and he thought he could harness the energy that was coming out of the earth and broadcast it out, which a lot of people give him the credit for Wi-Fi right now. They're saying that he set the, I don't know, what do you want to say? Set the boundaries or the benchmark for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and all that technology we have today because of his designs and blueprints. But he actually went as far as building the tower, and that's, he had labs, in his building and stuff where he had Tesla coils where he actually lit light bulbs, holding them in his hand that had electricity going through the air. And you can see a lot of those videos where the energy actually, you can see it like a lightning bolt going over and contacting the light bulb and lighting it up. I don't know if it's fluorescent. I don't know if they had fluorescent bulbs there, but he had like rods that lit up. And he didn't get hurt or anything doing these experiments. He was just out there in the building, and it was throwing free energy or electricity out to light the light bulbs. And as ever, we talked about Tartaria and the World's Fair. He actually lit up the World's Fair for the first time with his energy and his motors and designs.
And time travel. Talk about time slipping, but time travel. Check. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Tex was asking about you the other night, Flat Rock. He was worried about you. And I think he actually went in the chat that night anyway, and they already talked.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not positive.
Yeah, if you're missing a chat after a few days, you got people going after you saying, "You okay? You okay? You all right?" You normally see everybody every single day because somebody has a show on Monday through Sunday, Sunday through Sunday.
So Tesla's a very interesting character, and we'll probably end up doing a show sometime on him also. I mean, everybody does shows on Tesla. I mean, you can talk about the free energy. You can talk about his design of the alternating current compared to Edison's or Westinghouse house designs, and you can talk about his concept of the universe and the numbers 3, 6, and 9. There's all kinds of numerology and stuff going into that. He wrote many things in his journals and technical manuals that they ended up after his death coming in and taking, so nobody has ever really got to see what all he's actually written down in his journal. And that was kind of a sad story that he pretty much was just alone and elderly, feeble, in his old age, and didn't really have anybody to take care of him. And he was in a hotel room when he passed away, or an apartment, that was a rented room. And they came in, whoever it was in the government, the FBI or CIA, I don't know which agency it was.
Secret Service, something like that, yeah.
And then the funny thing is, people say that Donald Trump's uncle was involved in getting a hold of the documents. And he was supposedly, I think it was John Trump.
So. Yeah.
And there's all kinds of stories out there about him being able to have those documents, and he read them before they got taken wherever they got taken, or maybe they never ended up there.
I don't think that whole thing is a mystery.
And there's all kinds of stories you can look up and read, and we'll bring it up when we do a Tesla video that supposedly that John Trump, there's a lot of speculation, and even with the ex-president and his son about a lot of coincidences about time travel and all kinds of stuff around those theories.
Well, the theory of the looking glass. So if the looking glass is a legit rabbit hole, then they probably got that technology from the Tesla information. So that's my guess.
So Tesla is very interesting. And
good night, be kind.
Be kind and had to go.
Yeah, your chat's way behind.
Well, I've been trying to click on them, so I mean, I'm way behind.
Okay, well, it just seems like the chat in the YouTube is popping up faster than what you're actually
So I
seeing.
was trying
I think
to
Be
do it,
Kind's
but
already gone, probably.
yeah, probably.
Sorry, Be Kind. We love you. Yep, Project Looking Glass. Interesting. Yeah, just with the Tesla, the way what he did with all of his different numbers and the geometrical shapes, and you know, he had to have gotten that knowledge from somewhere. Not
So
I
let,
just
so that brings up the stories where some people think that Tesla could have been an extraterrestrial that was brought here and to help mankind or develop this technology for us.
didn't Tesla say he was from Venus?
He kind of hinted at it
Yeah.
that he was
He was
at the
from
very
Venus.
at the very least the Akashic record, he was getting downloads or information from
Oh.
off planet.
That can make sense if he was able to tap into the Akashic records. Yeah. Interesting. Hmm.
Yeah, I think we missed Be Kind
Yeah, I
because
think
I was so far behind in chat.
yeah, I think she's already went to bed. And Lori's over at Williams. Lori, are you all by yourself over in Williams chat? If you're all by yourself, Lori, you can come over to our chat. That's where everyone else is at.
So, we could keep talking about Tesla, or we can change subjects again and go.
Valiant Thor's from Venus. Hmm. Well, Elon Musk claims he's from Venus.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's with all what's with all the Venus people?
I don't know if he was joking or just kind of going along with that, or
Sounds good.
I think Lori's going to come over.
Good. All right. Yeah. Lori's all by herself over there. William must have went to bed and not watching his chat, and Lori's all by herself. Well, cool.
What's that say?
Oh, that's from Venetation. That's on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it must be nice. You get to see all the chat.
Well, you can see him too.
Yeah, I can too. I'm sitting right next to you. We had technical difficulty, and
I know
I could not get the link. We don't know what happened. He kept sending it, and we went, okay, fine. We'll just sit next to each other.
So we're glad this one at least worked.
There's Lori.
I wasn't even sure.
Hi, Lori. Yeah, now you're not all by yourself, Lori.
So what other subjects you guys want to talk to for a little bit while you're all still here? Because we'll keep going as long as you guys are interacting with us and you guys bring up stuff that you guys all want to talk about. And
yeah, we'll probably give it another 20 minutes. We're not staying up till 3:30 like last week. That was, oh my goodness.
Unless you guys
in the morning.
Unless you guys come up with a really good story or something to tell us, or we can talk about, then we'll stay up as long as we
or start getting activity. No lights have gone off yet. And Susie B, did Susie B just now come in the chat?
I don't know.
Susie B, did you just now get in here? You're not going to believe it. We had more woo feathers earlier. You're going to have to go back and watch. Yep, she just got in here.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's Susie B's fault that we call them woo feathers.
So yeah, if you guys have anything you want to talk about, let us know. Otherwise, we'll just continue talking about whatever comes up. And
Roger. Welcome, Roger.
So far we've covered our woo feathers. We've covered what else have we covered? A little bit of time slips, and we covered Tartaria a little bit and mud floods, and now we've just got done talking about Tesla a little bit. And by no means have we really dug into the subject very deep, but we're just off the top of our heads talking about what we know and what's very interesting. Give you guys something to look up or find your own little rabbit hole. So we do a show on it.
John likes our woo feathers.
Oh,
Yeah, well, John came in a little late, and there's Roger. If there's anyone that just came in, you want to see the videos of the two woo feathers, let us know. We can always play the videos again.
so that's what we planned on starting the show off, and we did. We started off talking about the things that we've been finding in our live videos, as you guys in chats have been telling us, you know, what you've been seeing behind us that's been appearing or manifesting. And
Susie B said she saw something in front of the camera. She says it looked orbish.
oh my,
Why the woo? Because we don't know what these things are, so it's kind of woo.
or or the supernatural, some people call it woohoo, you know, woohoo, like kind of like towards the you're crazy kind of aspect, and people have turned it into a positive just by
You're like,
saying the woo,
woo.
like something outstanding or abnormal going on.
War Criminal asked a question. Hey, y'all, notice anything else going on around your property? Here lately, no, it's still kind of cool. I haven't been able to go outside. We haven't had any strange activities like doors slamming or anything like that. It's just been on some of these live videos. So I haven't been able to go outside and check out UFOs or anything like that yet, or see if Sasquatch is watching. But there is good news. The farmer that owns the field did plant today, and he is planting corn this year. So that might be an interesting summer.
Lori said we misunderstood her question
What was her question?
about why the woo. I believe that's what she's talking about. She says, do we have an explanation or any information behind why possibly it could be happening?
Oh, no, we don't have any explanations on it, except we're talking about it, and it seems like every time we start talking about it, something appears again.
Well, we can go ahead and we'll play the
Want to do
video.
again?
We'll play the video. Should we just do the slow motion ones, or should we do all of them again?
Oh, I don't care.
I guess we'll do
They're-
them.
they're-
I guess we'll do them all. So I'll go ahead and bring this up, and we'll watch it a couple times again, and you guys can tell us what you think, especially the people that just came in. Some of the other people have already seen it. So here we go. They had denied or even previous ones. If you go and look at them, we have 4 or 5 of them up there right now, I believe.
I think this is our 5th one, counting the after midnight. I think I just saw something fly behind your head again.
No,
Similar
no,
to
not
this morning.
again. Really?
Or-
So there you go. That was just a clip I edited out. That's I didn't do anything else to that video other than just clip out that one section so everybody can see it. But I do have where I did it in slow motion, I believe, or clipped it out a little better and zoomed in on it. And you know, the quality I think is still pretty good for you to see. But we'll play the original.
John said, play again.
We'll play the original again, then we'll go to the slow motion one or the cropped one for you, so you can get a little better look after we play this. They had denied or even previous ones. If you go and look at them, we have 4 or 5 of them up there right now, I believe.
I think this is our 5th one, counting the after midnight. I think I just saw something fly behind your head again.
No,
Similar
no,
to
not
this morning.
again. Really?
Or-
So if I didn't explain it earlier that we were in the live broadcast, and was it you that noticed it, or somebody told us about it?
I noticed that one behind your head. I think it was Susie B that saw the one by the clock.
Okay. So this one came out of the picture right there in between the pistol and hanging. It's painted or portrayed to be hanging on the wall. And then there's a little piece of paper that's painted in the video or the painting
Or
also.
it's a print,
And
I
you
think.
can't really see what it says, but in between those two objects in that painting is where it seems to manifest. And it almost seems like it gets kind of glitchy right there, right before it comes out of that, and then floats
Yeah.
down behind me.
Check out the wall, the green wall that is like underneath and over a little bit from the clock, and you can actually kind of see a little glitchiness. Just even with the gun cabinet one, when you could not gun cabinet, the gun print, you can kind of see glitchy activity before that little thing comes flying out.
So I'll play the one where I cropped it and see if you guys can have a little better look at it.
Is this a good one? Yeah. There it goes. That is crazy slow motion wise. That is crazy going that slow. It changes so many times.
Yeah, it does seem to change directions, and it almost seems to change form. I don't know. And in the chat, they said it looked like a feather, and we kind of think it looks like a feather, so that's how we came up with the woo feather.
Okay, we're missing some chat.
Yeah, I'm
we
sure.
did have Crystal J. I will get back to your question here. Laura is asking if we noticed anything in other rooms in the house similar to these experiences. Not with our naked eye. We could start experiencing or experimenting doing our shows in different places in the house or something. You know, it is happening in this room. Crystal J has a question.
All right, I'll try to catch up with chat here.
I think I missed that one too.
Yeah, they were saying they were seeing a little boy's face in the painting.
I was kind of looking like or seeing similar to like a face or something trying to come out of that print. So it was back a little ways.
What's that?
Crystal J's.
Oh, I thought I brought it up.
She said, so what do you think about inner Earth civilization? I think it was back before you started doing the videos.
Oh, okay.
Well, hold on. Well, it's just my opinion. I think inner Earth and hollow Earth are two different things. Sometimes some people kind of call it the same. We do have so many caves and caverns and tunnels that, you know, we don't know how far they go in. Google Map closes North Pole, so you can't really see. But Admiral Byrd actually said that there was an entrance there. There's Shangri-La. I do feel like there possibly is something of either inner Earth or hollow Earth, possibly down at Antarctica. There's rabbit holes or conspiracy theories, whatever you want to call it, about them finding a crystal city. You know, why is there a no-fly zone over these areas? They have taken over the Antarctica ever since right after World War II. So, I mean, it's a mystery down there. So I do feel like could be fairies, or just like Lord of the Rings, they said that was pretty much based on it. You know, is there elves and trolls and hobbits and dragons? So in my opinion, yeah, I'm stemming towards, yeah, I think there's more to this earth than what they've been telling us. And I wish we could find out the truth.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good subject too. We kind of talked about that on Jessica's show today when we were talking about the maps of the flat Earth, and we got into hollow Earth or inner Earth, and we believe that there's obviously caves and giant caverns and cave systems that go all over this country underneath that we don't know about. And who knows what's down inside there. And you hear of the stories, about finding Shangri-La, where it's just a paradise inside the earth, where it has basically its own ecosystem, where it has plants and light, whether they have their own sun, I don't know, but it does say there's light in there, and all kinds of exotic plants and animals, and the people are just living down there in peace and harmony, and that's what the word Shangri-La actually means.
And Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta is very interesting, and there's been stories of people having time, time lapses,
Yeah.
and or going into a cave and actually finding a city, or similar to Shangri-La, and they can't explain it. So Mount Shasta is another one area that shows a lot of this mysterious activity.
Yeah, that's another interesting subject, inner Earth or hollow Earth, whichever one you want to talk about. And Jane obviously says they're two different things, and
Well,
I don't.
I think,
Well,
sometimes
I
people
don't really
say inner
know.
Earth, but a lot of
Sometimes
times inner Earth is actually from the caves and tunnel system, but they do say that if they go 13, 15 miles, keep on walking in these caves, that's when they're coming into almost like a hollow Earth in a totally different place.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people interchange the term inner Earth and hollow Earth and to mean the same thing, and they could be two totally different things. I don't know, but like I said, people interchange those words, and when you talk about Antarctica, you have General Byrd, that flew there, and there's reported diaries of his is it, I don't know if you want to call it adventure, but when he went there and what happened to him. And
I actually thought his diary said that he actually flew into the hole of North Pole and came into this amazing place.
Well, the last thing I read that Admiral Byrd, I said General before, but it's Admiral Byrd. When he got close enough to Antarctica in the hole, there was a voice that came out, and I don't know if it was like mind speaker in his head or it was an audible voice that said, don't worry, Admiral, we'll take it from here. And they no longer had control of their airplane, and it guided them into the hole. And if you look at the stories online, and I don't know if they're actually from his personal diary or it could be just somebody made the story up. I don't know, but it talks about how they were greeted by, if you want to say, extraterrestrials, and were told about what was going on down there in the Antarctic, and how it was a peaceful. They're down there living in peace, and that's why they're not allowing anybody to go to Antarctica, because they don't want anybody to get down in there and disturb the extraterrestrials or the entities that are down there. And so when Admiral Byrd was done having his meeting and investigating and seeing all the things, and if you read the story, he'll tell you, supposedly in his own words in this journal, about what he saw and the fantastic stuff that was down there in the inner Earth there in Antarctic. And it's a pretty fascinating story, and and the journal ends the same way that it began, that they were told to get back in their plane, and the voices guided them out again, and they had control of the airplane and guided them right back out in the airspace. And then they got so far out, and then they had control of their plane again.
Didn't they say this last brand new King Kong movie was actually based on them going into the Hollow Earth.
Yes.
So that's another one. Yeah, the very latest, what, 2 years ago? Something like that? Just recently.
Yep. And we sit here and talk about movies. We'll watch movies or the trailers or whatever that stuff that comes out, especially, like the Doctor Strange and the multiverse and all those kind of movies like that. And we just sit there, we'll watch it for entertainment, but we're also keeping an eye on it to see, okay, what kind of technology or what are they portraying in these movies that we think maybe possibly they're giving us a little soft disclosure saying, okay, we do have these things and they're going to be coming out sometime in your future. And we just kind of want you to see a glimpse of them. So they add them into these movies.
Question?
Where?
Well, Lori says question, but maybe she was trying to say that. Okay, who originally asked this? Okay, Roger. Roger, if you get on our show Sunday at 6 o'clock Central, we will be having Robin McCrae on with Duke from World Bigfoot Radio, and you can ask her questions. But what I am told is she has Dogman and Sasquatch. You can mind speak with them, and they get along. I know other people in chat saying that they had good experiences with Dogmen. Some people have bad, so I honestly think there's good and bad in both the Sasquatch and Dogman. But you can come on our show Sunday and you can ask questions in chat directly to Robin McCrae.
Darcy finally made it home.
Yay, Darcy made it home.
We must have kept her awake long enough to get home.
Cool. Oh, her phone's getting ready to die. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, War. His phone's dying. We're going to be ending it here. Oh, wow. That 20 minutes went by fast.
Yeah.
My goodness. I was going to say we got another 20 minutes. I thought we had a little longer. Wow.
So yeah, Admiral Byrd in Antarctica and Inner Earth or Hollow Earth, however you want to say it. I mean, we don't know what term to really use, but we use both of them back and forth from time to time.
And I'm not saying everything is true. I have an open mind. I just always think, what if, what it could be true. And you just don't watch one YouTube and go, yeah, that's not true. No, I watch quite a bit and get both sides of the stories and just really do some hard digging and just kind of go with your gut. And it just makes you scratch your head and go, there's weird things going on in this world that we cannot explain.
Yep. So if you want to dig down another rabbit hole, go on the Inner Earth thing in Antarctica, and you'll find stories about the personal diary of Admiral Byrd. And even if it's not real, it's a really interesting read, and it kind of fits along with Hollow Earth or Inner Earth, what people have always said about what's there and what's down there, and that story or his journal kind of just goes right hand in hand with that.
You don't know. No, years ago we used to take people's word for it. Now everybody wants proof. They don't believe somebody's word. They have to come up with proof. Well, it looks like War went to sleep. Good night, War, if you're still in chat. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate you guys. And tonight is your night. This is chat night. And we've been pretty good. I don't think we've missed anybody's comments. I hope we did not. We've been trying to keep up with everybody.
I'm sure I've missed probably some here or there. Didn't get a chance to bring it up on.
Yeah, Lori's going. And well, this might be just a good time. We were looking at an hour and a half, so it's actually been an hour and a half.
And it's 2 o'clock. Well,
Yes,
actually, it's
yes.
2 o'clock here. 2 a.m. here.
2 o'clock Central Time here. So we may just go ahead and end it. And well, we went through our videos. We had a few topics we talked about, and we're going to try to do this again next Wednesday. And 12:30 always works for us, 12:30 Central Time. And we will be on Sunday night at 6 o'clock, like I said. Hopefully we'll see everybody then. William Nighthawk will be Friday night, which we'll be streaming on our channel, and Saturday morning and Sunday morning for his coffee brew. So don't forget about that three here. Yep.
Then we got Jessica's show.
Yeah, just
Saturday.
Saturday at 9 Central.
So we'll be on Jessica's show, and we'll be basically talking about what we've experienced here in our backyard as far as videos that we've taken or experiences that we feel that have, and stuff that's been happening around our backyard and why we got started and all this. And we'll probably just go off into other subjects too while we're there on Jessica, the Cryptid Huntress. Or actually, it's Jessica, that's SOR. It's going to be part of the SOR.
Yeah, you got to go to
on the weekend.
Yeah, you got to go to Spaced Out Radio and find Jessica's show, which I know is 9 o'clock Central.
Then, like Jane said on William Nighthawk's Becoming Monsters, be Friday night, and then Saturday, Sunday morning, we always have the Morning Brew show on William's show, and that broadcasts on our channels too, along with his. And then Sunday night, like Jane said, we're going to have on Piercing the Veil, our 6 p.m. Central show. We're going to have Robin McRae and Super Duke from World Bigfoot Radio. And so we'll be discussing all kinds of cryptid and mainly Sasquatch or Bigfoot with them. But they have, like Jane says, they have experiences of dogmen and all kinds of stuff.
We have pixelation going on in the picture right now.
Really? See, on our end, you can't really see it. This looks like everything's live and just looks clean. So maybe while it's being broadcasted out, but it's being shown up or something. I don't know.
Well, that is a small screen, but the tablet that has our camera is small. That's why I'm looking at the chat. We're gonna have to watch the replay. I usually do watch the replays, and I kind of ignore the show, and I'm just staring at the background, just watching everything. Don't want to miss anything. That's so interesting.
Well, everybody, it's been fun. We hope we entertained you or was able to explain stuff fairly well. Like we were kind of all over the place tonight, talking about different subjects because we first wanted to just get on and talk about the videos that we clipped out and wanted to show you and do a recap of it. And then, as more people came on, we started talking about other things because we want to interact with our chat. If you have any questions, any subjects you want to talk about or anything interesting, then we'll make a show about it and talk about it and be a little more in depth on it. But here we're just kind of keeping it light and lively and just interacting as people are popping stuff up. And we hope you guys are enjoying this format. I know we are, because we actually really like talking to you guys that are showing up in our chat and getting to know you. And
yeah, I'm really enjoying
hopefully you guys are getting to know us a little better. And
we're no experts. We're just throwing out our opinions on things and the shows that we've been watching and the rabbit holes, and just throw it out there and get everybody else's idea. I don't think anybody really knows for sure about anything. You just have to question everything. Just like Jason McLean on Texas Front Porch. Jason questions everything. I think we all have to question everything.
So we don't, like we said, we're not experts. We're not saying all this stuff is definitely paranormal or any kind of glitch in the matrixes. I mean, that might be what we personally think, and we'll say that. And if you guys think something different, let us know, because you're not going to offend us. I mean, we're not saying everything is 100% authentic paranormal or anything.
Right.
We're just saying this is weird stuff that people are seeing in the background or
And tonight, we'll break that down next time we're on. You know, maybe not Sunday, but you know, next Wednesday we'll try to have another clip of what happened tonight, because that one actually looked huge. I was just can't have hair, you know, you're not losing beard hair, and I don't think that's, I mean, that's thick hair. It's
I
not
wasn't.
soft enough to be floating in front of the
It
camera.
wasn't until you just pulled it.
But sorry. So here we go again. It happened again.
So be sure to catch us on Jessica's show on SOR Saturday, and then we'll have our normal Williams shows, and then
Yep.
we'll have our Sunday night show with Robin McCrae and Duke and discussing Bigfoot and Sasquatch. So we're going to go ahead and say goodnight to everybody.
Yep.
It was fun being here. We enjoy
Thank you
having
for-
you in our chat, and we love you all. And we hope you guys all have a blessed week, and we'll see you later.
Thank you, everyone. We love you. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.